Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. And that will be a very good report because vast majority of the setups that we are talking about recently were spot on. So the price is going exactly as expected. Unfortunately, I do not have a position on any of them. Maybe I will be able to enter on Monday or on Tuesday because I will not chase the train, but maybe next week there will be an opportunity to enter. There are still some instruments where the trading signal will be triggered soon, so I'll try my luck then. First, let's start with the macro calendar, because today's calendar is not very busy. But we have only one tier 1 data, which is GDP from US, which will be published in 3.5 hours. So that definitely will be an important one. As you can see, we're expecting 4.1, which is absolutely huge. And we'll see if we'll get this number. Along with the GDP, we'll have core personal consumption expenditures data. 2.2 is expected. So in 3.5 hours, we will get influential data for whole market, not only for the American dollar. As it is Friday, let me show you the data for the next week. Because if you want to open a position now, you need to know what is going to happen next week. Remember about the inflation from Germany on Monday, retail trade in Japan. On Tuesday, we have interest rate decision from Bank of Japan, a monetary policy statement, press conference, GDP from Eurozone, CPI from Eurozone, core personal consumption expenditure price index from US. So definitely Tuesday will be a good day for traders, for fundamental traders. On Wednesday, actually overnight, between Tuesday and Wednesday, in New Zealand, data from the job market and policy statement and interest rate decision from Fed. On Thursday, we will have interest rate decision from Bank of England. And on Friday, from the top data, we'll have non-farm payrolls, because it will be the first Friday of the month. So as you can see, in terms of the data, next week will be super busy. The calendar will be packed with the data. And I told you only about the major one, tier 1 data, but we have for example, PMIs, factory orders, PMIs from Eurozone, which also will be influential. So the calendar comparing to this week will be packed. Actually, comparing to any other week, calendar will be very busy. So maybe in some countries we do have holidays, but traders definitely cannot complain. That being said, let me show you now the charts, and we'll start with the gold. Because gold, yesterday I was telling you about the perfect sell opportunity here. So there was a drop, we broke the horizontal support here, support. As you can see, support, broken, and that support was tested as a resistance. And the price created a wedge. The wedge ended also with the head and shoulder pattern, and the price went lower, like a drop, correction, drop. This setup had everything, and actually I'm a little bit ashamed of myself that I didn't enter this position, because it was exactly in line with my expectations and in line with my trading system. So we have 3 patterns here, like a wedge, flag here, head and shoulder here, all of them pointing south. Broken supports, defended as a resistance, double top formation, another one. So the setup actually had everything. Now it's too late to enter. I definitely am not gonna sell after the candle like that. It was a time to sell here, not now. But what to do? Sometimes it's like that. So there's definitely a sell signal with the aim on the red area. Silver also had a beautiful setup. As we said yesterday, so we dropped, there was a flag bounces from horizontal resistance with a head and shoulder pattern, breakout of the lower line. So the setup is similar as this one on gold. The only difference is that on gold we had a wedge, here we had a flag. Even the head and shoulder pattern is the same. Also this correction here is a little bit more aggressive on gold. It was a rectangle, it was a sideways trend here. On silver it was more aggressive and a drop. And now also in addition to this, there is a left shoulder head and a right shoulder. There is a neckline right now, and we should see a further drop. So the silver is in a very negative territory. And I'm negative about silver since here. Like you remember this breakout test of the resistance, that was, all of those were beautiful trading opportunities, unfortunately without me. But the worst is yet to come. I will show you the setup that completely went wrong. But before that, there is American dollar to Japanese yen. So first let me start with the weekly chart, where 3 weeks ago we had a buy signal, major buy signal. After this we had a correction. And now this correction is a mean combination of three important supports. So first one is this upper line of the symmetric triangle. Second one is lower line of the midterm uptrend line, red one. And the third one is the horizontal support here. And most of the daily candles recently, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, had long tails, which shows that there is a demand here. If we look a bit closer, you can see that the price was trying to create a double bottom formation. And there is a neckline here, and we are just waiting for the breakout of this neckline. That's exactly the neckline. There was a pennant resulted with a drop, created a second bottom, and now we have a small upswing, which is slightly below this neckline, and the price is getting ready for a breakout. Price breaking the neckline and the horizontal resistance here will be an ultimate buy signal for American dollar to Japanese yen, and that may be a super strong buy signal with a great risk to reward ratio. Like, let me estimate the even if you go safe, like buy here, stop loss here, 70 pips, 330 pips, almost 5 to 1. Even if you will go like more aggressive, you buy here, stop loss here on 50 pips, you take 6 to 1. Also, if you believe in the buy setup, you may buy now, stop loss here, 28, 30 pips, potential profit 320 pips, 10 to 1 in terms of the risk to reward ratio. So if you believe in this setup, that's a good buying opportunity. Remember about the GDP data, definitely will be influential here. So if you want to have good risk to reward ratio, the time to open trade is before the data. Because after, if the data will be much better, we'll have a huge upswing, most probably. So the risk to reward ratio will be worse. Euro to American dollar yesterday failed to break the neckline, inverse head and shoulder formation, and the upper line of the triangle. Failed opportunity gives us a reversal, aiming the lower line of the symmetric triangle, and most probably we should test this lower line of the triangle soon. but with a potential breakout aiming this horizontal resistance. And in the longer term, what we're having here is a head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. Neckline will be super important and super strong, as you can see here, because it were highs from here and here. So breakout can bring us a huge downswing. Next one is Swiss franc to Japanese yen, where we do have a beautiful setup on a weekly chart. Double top or support, broken support is tested as a resistance. Most recently it's tested with a shooting star, then this week ends with a bearish candle, which is very negative. If you miss this sell signal, which was created here, you can wait for the breakout of the lower line of the flag, maybe then a correction and then a drop. Euro to Australian dollar, still, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 5 weeks in a sideways trend. I don't want to say that I'm getting tired of the sideways trend, but definitely every trader in the world is waiting for a breakout. It did not happen this week. We have to wait for the next week. Maybe it will happen next week. And a breakout here will be an interesting trading opportunity. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. Here, I told you that I'm gonna trade it, but unfortunately I didn't. But that was a good one. So I told you about the symmetric triangle formation, that the breakout should trigger us a sell signal or a buy signal. In this case, we broke the lower line, so that's a sell. And after this, the price is going lower. Now the price is testing long-term, mid-term uptrend line here. There is a long-term uptrend line slightly below, so actually it will become soon a great buying opportunity. But for a buy, you need to see a bounce here. As for now, it's a bit too early to say that the price should bounce. American dollar to Swiss franc, bounce from horizontal support here, is aiming the uptrend line to test it as a resistance. In general, I'm positive for American dollar, so we should see the price coming up, coming back above the uptrend line, and actually price coming back above the green area will be a legitimate buy signal for this instrument. Now this setup hurts the most because I had a short position here, and as you can see, we're on the lowest levels since end of May. When I opened my position here, exactly here, it was closed here. Price went slightly higher, and then boom. So my stop loss was on like 60 pips. Now I would have 130 pips. 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Potential profit twice bigger than the loss. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I was right about the direction, but trading is not about being right. Trading is about making money. Many people forget about that. I was right, but I didn't make money. I even lose money. So that's the difference. You need to learn how to make money, not to be right on the market. It's not about that. So the mistake was that my stop loss was too tight, but I gave some space. As you can see, the resistance was here on 170 to 90. My stop loss was even like 15 pips higher. The price went higher. Well, drop, correction, drop. That was beautiful movement. And the sentiment is still negative. In the long term, on a daily chart, we can see that it's a very good selling opportunity still. Now Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is continuing. There is inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder, upswing. There is a sideways trend, upswing, correction, and we should get a further upswing. That's what the chart is telling me. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, bearish engulfing on a horizontal resistance. If it's, I need to check if it's legitimate. So close of the price is 6834, opening 6834. Yes, that's a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern on a daily chart, which is happening on a horizontal resistance, as you can see here. So that is a full sell signal. That's a false breakout. Downswing correction, downswing. I would enter this with pleasure, only if not the data from the US. WTI oil waiting for a direction, still locked inside of a flag formation. So there is a downswing, there is a flag, and most probably, according to the technical analysis, what we should see a breakout of the lower line of the flag and the price aiming the blue support. That's the outlook for the oil. Now American dollar to Canadian dollar, still having this correction equality pattern on a weekly chart, so the sentiment is negative. On a daily chart, we broke the uptrend line. We had this flag. We had this head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. Price is bouncing back. But the technical analysis is still pointing south here. I think that this buy signal can only be triggered when the price will break to the upside from this flag that we're having right now. So price breaking this line will be a signal to buy. As long as we stay inside, the sentiment is negative. Euro to New Zealand dollar. Still waiting for a buy signal because there is an uptrend, correction, uptrend, correction. We should see a further uptrend here. But as long as we are locked inside of this flag, there is no trading signal here whatsoever. So as you can see, we have a sideways trend here on Euro to New Zealand dollar. We have a sideways trend on Euro to Australian dollar. On those both pairs, we need to wait for the situation. Here, that's a demo account anyway. But here there was an interesting setup. The price was creating a shooting star, but the shooting star here was present on hourly chart like 20 minutes ago, as you can see here. But then the price, boom, reversed just before closing this candle, and is now going higher. But that is a nice, maybe let me close this order not to confuse you. And there is a good selling setup here. Still there's a downtrend, there is a wedge with a head and shoulder pattern, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. There is a breakout of the neckline, and now we are testing this neckline as a resistance. And there is this resistance as well. That reminds me of this pattern. Look, head and shoulder, neckline was tested here with a shooting star, but then the price pushed higher. As you can see, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, broken neckline, shooting star. Left shoulder, head and right shoulder, breakout, first contact. And maybe it will not result straight with this. Let me change the color. Maybe it won't end up like this. Maybe it will end up like this, and this, and this, and this, and finally this. This is one of the scenarios. We'll see what's going to happen. Definitely I'm gonna keep watching this this pair, because the situation here is very promising. So again, gold sell signal definitely triggered hour ago. Silver sell signal as well, triggered 1 hour ago when this correction finished. Boom. American dollar to Japanese yen. There is an optimism, but this buy signal will be triggered when the price will get there. I don't know if the buyers will like to do it before the data. I'm not sure if they will have enough money to push the price above this resistance. Probably they will have to wait for the data. Euro dollar. We are inside of the symmetric triangle, but failure here to break the neckline points south. Swiss franc to Japanese yen. That is only weekly setup, because on H4 it does not look good. But if you are willing to open like a short position here, take profit here, and wait for here, fair enough. That's an awesome occasion. Euro to Australian dollar waiting for a breakout. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. The sell signal was on, but now we reached supports. That's why even yesterday I told you that I would prefer the breakout to the upside, because the risk to reward ratio would be better. But here we broke and we are already on supports, which creates an occasion for a bounce. American dollar to Swiss franc. Most probably an upswing. Here, long term sell signal, very good one. Bitcoin, still buy. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, sell. WTI oil, well, that's a sell, but we need to see the breakout of the lower line of the flag first before we're gonna go short. American dollar to Canadian dollar, that is sell. Euro to New Zealand dollar, that is buy, but we need to see the breakout of the upper line. And Euro to Swiss franc, that is sell, but we need to see a bearish price action. So only the price touching this level is nothing. Now you need to see the price bouncing from this level. That will be something. Like a bearish price action here will give us a strong sell signal. So guys, thanks very much for attending the daily analytical report. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope this will be useful for your further trading. I think we have a lot of good, interesting occasions, and I hope you will be able to use them in the future. So thanks very much. In the meantime, visit our Twitter account and our website topari.news. All the best.